You were just a chimp. It is okay. Don't worry about it, brother. Just the most beta little bitch boy ever, dude. It's so annoying. People like you are the worst, man.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman.
Now, make no mistake, Sam had these comments specifically for me, and before I get into the specifics and the events that transpired before he lost his mind, let me just say that I respected and supported Samito, and I even defended him in some of his most controversial things, like when, you know, he caused Custa and Frito from your Overwatch so much drama and sent so much hate their way, right, over the whole 5v5 and 6v6 debates. I watched all his videos, most of his streams, so believe me when I say Sam's biggest issue is he's a hypocrite. Sam loves to throw blame around his teammates when things don't go his way or things go wrong, and instead of hopping in game chat and trying to coordinate or communicate with his team effectively, he likes to mute his mic and complain to his chat and feed off that energy about how he's so much better than everybody else, or how they're on his team he'll never know, or things like that, right? And at first, you know, it can be kind of funny, and don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but a little bit of humility and humbleness goes a long way, but Sam doesn't understand this concept. He acts as though he can do no wrong, which leads us to today's video and the events that you've seen in the beginning. Now, honestly, I'm not one for disclaimers. I'm not really easily offended. I don't want you to think that's what this is, but things are said that some people could find triggering, and in the grand scheme of things, he probably shouldn't have said it. He definitely shouldn't have said it, but things were said that shouldn't have been said, right? So just be aware of that. All I ask is that you actually just watch the video. That's all I ask. I will be showing you guys what I said in chat, his responses, and you guys can make, you know, your own deduction, opinion, whatever you want to say for yourself. Now, I'm going to play you guys a clip, okay? In this clip, Sam makes a decision that I had reservations about, and I made a joke, and I will show you guys the joke after the clip. Here's the clip.
I'm not really sure how to help these guys, because it's like they just explode on an angle. Our comp's better. They have BAP now, so actually their comp's a lot better now than it was before.
So even behind.
Oh, look at that Bob placement, guys. You like that?
No, I did not like that. Now, Sam goes on to say that his intention was to body block the castle, which he did do.
I used my Bob to body block me there.
I then made this comment, and in the grand scheme of things, it was aimed to call out his hypocrisy, right? I can understand how from his perspective it could be me talking shit. It kind of was. I get that. I did not take him as an individual who would be so sensitive to being challenged. Now, silly me, of course Sam doesn't like being challenged. It was intended as a joke. He did not find it funny. The point of the comment basically was to say that while Sam judges everybody on his team for doing something wrong, when he does something that isn't necessarily the smartest move in a situation, he always has justification for why it was a very smart and very, very big brain play. Thus, his response.
So, JJet, I'm going to give you a chance to figure out why you're bad at the game and why that was actually a good play, chat. Any idea why that Bob was actually big brain, giga brain strat? What's the worst thing that can happen here? And I'll show you his POV. It's actually, I get it. It's a play that's so good that you're just genuinely horrible at the game and you just don't know. So I'll have to show it to you in slow motion considering you're a chimp. It's okay, though. Not everybody was born human, buddy. You're like, we honestly should call like Time Magazine because you're the first like fucking chimp hybrid human I've ever seen. Congratulations.
What's crazy is at this point, I don't even hear him refer to me as a chimp hybrid. I'm at work. I'm not paying attention to what's going on the screen. I'm paying attention to my work, right? But even here, right? I'm chill, I'm cool. I let him talk his shit. I let him cook. I simply say, can't wait to hear this. He then goes on to explain his reasoning.
So he pops noon. What's the worst thing that can happen here? I die, right? Check it out. Look at this. So I use my Bob as a body block. So this actually favored us here, right? This actually favored us because the Bob blocks. We trade DPS ult for DPS ult. My Bob I needed to avoid my tank. Shit. My Bob can test cart, and my team should be able to walk.
Now, in that clip, he claims he expected 3 things to happen. 1, body block the castle, which he admittedly did. Very instinctual, very reactive. I will give him props on that. 2, he wanted to trade DPS ults. 3, he expected his team to walk with Bob. Now, again, I'll give him props. He body blocked the cast ult, yes. The last 2 expectations is where things start to break down, which is why in the moment, I don't really think he considered these last 2 options as an expectation in the moment, right? And I will get into why I feel this way. Luckily for me, it's going to be very easy to explain because it comes down to the same one thing, his team's positioning. Now I'm going to start off with the easiest and most factual point that I can make, right? And that's that if you expected your team to walk with Bob, why would you not call that out? You didn't ping, you didn't text it in chat, you didn't say it in voice, you didn't do anything, right? You initiated this big brain play and expected your team to just follow through with it, and that's an issue because you don't know where or what your team is doing, as I will play in this next clip.
Unfortunately, we didn't do that. I think they were trying to clear the Reaper on the side. So yeah, it was a really, really good Bob, a great play.
Now I'm trying to make this video without bringing up the events that happened before and after the play itself, right? Just because those variables don't necessarily matter into the grand scheme of me and his conversation, right? However, what I will say is he doesn't know exactly where or what his team is doing, right? He assumes they're all dealing with the Reaper on the right. I don't think he knew the Reaper was there. I think he noticed it when he looked back at the replay. What I will say is he does not know that Ana is to his left, and he does not know that that Tracer is flanking them on the right. He assumes that they are all located on the right behind that pillar, right? And again, I think that audio or that video that I just played is a pretty good evidence, you know, supporting that. Now I say all this to get to the point of nobody is really in position to walk with the Bob, okay? If you would have known that Reaper was to your right, you would have inferred that they're not going to ignore the Reaper just to walk with your Bob. The D.Va and the Brig, while they could necessarily push in front of Cass if D.Va Matrix and Brig had her shield up, you and Ana could have stacked behind the Bob, yada yada, yes, that could have happened, but you don't know that Reaper is there because you wouldn't have said what you just said, because that would have suggested everyone ignoring the Reaper to push with your Bob. They're not going to ignore the Reaper. So ultimately, there's 3 things wrong with your idea that they would push with your Bob. 1, your Tracer is out of position, but you don't know this. 2, they can't read your mind because you didn't say this to anybody. And 3, and maybe the most important one, Bob dies before you finish sucking your own.
Oh, look at that Bob placement, guys. You like that?
Sam, you literally forget you're playing against other good people and you literally throw Bob to the wolves. He dies in seconds. Last you said you wanted to trade ult for ult. You said that the worst case scenario would be you dying, and if you don't Bob, you die.
Like literally, if I don't Bob there, I die, and that's the absolute worst play I can make.
Your ego costed you your ult. Your best play would have been coach gunning to your right, pushing yourself to the left. You may take some damage, but it's not going to be enough to kill you. The 2 supports that are on your sides could then heal you up back to where you were. You could let the cast ult run out, maybe help out with the Reaper that's flanking your team, still have Bob after. If it's a matter of space, right? Giving them that little bit of space for the time for Cass's ult to run out wouldn't cost you nothing, because you could then take it back with your Bob. And not even that, but when he sees you coach gun, he's going to try and kill you anyway. So he's going to activate his ultimate. So really, you could just flip it on him then. But I'm going to try and stay away from the predictions and all that. Regardless, listen to this next clip.
He's forcing the fire zone to actually kill anybody. Yep, we bait him. And now he's stuck in the absolute wide open, right? He's stuck straight on cart by himself, and his D.Va is on the angle above. So on paper, my team's able to walk and capitalize on that and or pocket the Bob on cart. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. I think they were trying to clear the Reaper on the side. So yeah, it was a really, really good Bob, a great play.
Yeah, Sam, you keep telling yourself that. There's a lot to unpack here, okay? First, Cassidy wasn't necessarily stuck in the open, Sam. Even if D.Va didn't dive Bob, he never was stuck in the open. So what we're going to be looking at here is two pictures. One will be before Bob connects with Cassidy, and the second picture will be after Bob connects with them. What you can see is that he has 3 points of cover minimum. He has the room behind him with the mini health pack, the payload itself, as well as the card that's located to his right. Now after Bob connects, he can go as far as to roll behind the building itself that's behind them. Like there's other avenues that he can do. I would by no means consider this him being in the open. And another thing that I didn't notice until now, and it's actually really funny, your Brig not only calls out the Reaper, but pings the Reaper too. And you don't even look at Reaper. You don't even look in that direction until after they've already done their little engagement, right? Now me personally would have expected you to at least look to see if you could help out with the ping target. Secondly, genuine question, do you know that Bob died? Because D.Va wasn't pinned up top and Cass was not alone. They all merged together and killed the Bob. If anything, you forced a regroup. So if these are truly your like second random reasoning for why you used Bob in the moment, you're full of shit. You definitely did not consider any of that in that moment of you hitting that button.
But again, like the Bob got value. It contested cart and my team should have walked with it and they didn't. That does not mean that's a bad play. Again, you want to initiate with Bob. And the best part is I got their Cass in a spot where he was stuck.
Sam, you're flat out wrong here too. Honestly, it's very messy at this point. You say he's in a vulnerable position and his ult is over. Yes, his ult is over, but he is in no way in a vulnerable position. Again, your Bob died. Cass is virtually in the same position he was when you threw it. There is no stuck in anywhere. He's not stuck at all. And again, you say your ult's up to contest the point. No, it's not. Like, do you not know it died? It died immediately. Bob died before you finished your sentence. You then double down blaming your team and say Bob got value. Like, dude, like have some self-criticism here, bro. Like you try to make a play without communicating. If you want to initiate a fight on defense, as complex as that may be, fine. But at the bare minimum, I think you should have a little bit of communication. I don't need to be a rank 1 douchebag to know that much. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. Now this is when things really start to turn up. Sam then says this.
Yeah, just so you guys know, Bob's not killing anything versus D.Va Lucio. They just speed away. He's probably not going to get anything there. But he can anchor current and force a bad rotate.
Now it's kind of hard to hear, so I'll go ahead and repeat it. He basically said that he never expected Bob to get any eliminations. He expected Bob to anchor cart and force a bad rotation because considering they're D.Va and Lucio, they could just speed away. Newsflash, that didn't happen. Bob blew up. Now, if you're anything like me, you hear all this and think to yourself, wow, he expected a lot with zero communication. And you're right. He was trying to pull off a rather complicating play all by himself with zero communication, which I commented. I was even careful to make sure that I didn't necessarily disrespect him because, again, at this moment, I love Sam. Sam's a cool dude. I fucking supported and followed and, you know, he kind of idolized him in a way, right? So I made sure to bring up how I knew his teammates were doing bad while at the same time not saying that he necessarily was himself. But again, just keep in mind, he wanted to body block Cass ult, get Cass out of position, trade DPS ults, anchor cart, force a bad rotation, and expected his team to push with no communicating this at all. So in the grand scheme of things, you probably didn't really have time to consider different positioning. Regardless, he then responds with this.
No, I get that, but you're trying to play 5D chess something that isn't that deep and the team was bad and you tried to compensate with a bad play, bro. I'm just saying your placement wasn't the best. No, bro, you're just wrong. You're actually just wrong. Like, unfortunately, JJ, you're actually just bad and wrong. Like literally, if I don't bob there, I die, and that's the absolute worst play I can make. So we trade ults and mine gets extra value. If you don't understand that, you are a bad player. You are just a bad player. I'm sorry, you're not good. You need to stop talking because you're just wrong. Like it's not 5D. It's actually very simple. If I don't bob there, I die. If I do bob, my team gets value. And I live, and he wastes his ult in a bad spot. It's that simple. It's not some super complicated thing.
Simple? Simple? Sam, nothing about your expectations with that play were simple. If it was just about survival, you would have coached gun to the wall. Call me a bad player, tell me I need to stop talking, whatever, yada yada. But your Bob did not get extra value. It had wasted value, and I don't need to be a top 500 player on PC to see that. I don't know why you're so fast to go to insults, considering I never called you a bad player. But I'll take that one on the chin. I am a diamond player on console. It is what it is. I get it. I'll go back to the drawing board. Corny ass.
Bob's a great initiation ult there too, because they don't have a blade or anything that I need to use it defensively for. I should be using it aggressively. So yeah, unfortunately the only bad player here is you. I suggest you hit the drawing board. It's all good, bro. Sometimes you're just wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong, dog. It's okay. Maybe the rank 1 player is right. You know, I don't know.
You know, there's nothing more pathetic than flexing your own success. Rank 1, Sam, you're not the best player to ever bless this game with your time. I promise you. I didn't even comment anything new at this point. He just wanted to keep things going. You're not rank 1. And that joke was corny. Again. I was going to leave it here until you kept talking shit.
And how about this, chat? How about you guys get a higher rank than me before you tell me how to play the game? Just a thought. Like, maybe you're shit, you know? Respectfully.
On your horizon.
Calling the people who support you and put the food on your table shit is a little weird to me, man. It's wild, and I was a fan. Like, we didn't see eye to eye on everything, but we're not in a position where we have to anyway. But I still supported you and liked your overall message. But then you showed your ass and once again flexed how high rank you are. Now, this is when things hit their peak. This entire time, this mod, J Money, has been talking hella shit in the chat, and I took this time to address him specifically. I meant to type how he was real quick to talk shit about people who had different views than him, but I left out the views. That's my bad, my bad. Sam then very quickly comes to his defense and says this.
No, JJ, you're just wrong and you're baiting. Like listen, you're actually just bad and you're wrong and you're coming in here telling everybody else how to play. There is no one else that's wrong here besides you. You are just a chimp. It is okay. Don't worry about it, brother.
Now, do I think Sam is racist? No. I think Sam is ignorant, impulsive, and can't handle his emotions. A rational person would give himself the benefit of the doubt. He doesn't know I'm black. He doesn't know me personally. How could he know I'm black? Except for this is my fucking profile picture. Now, I just can't help but think maybe one would assume maybe I shouldn't call this guy a monkey. Then he does a really nice manipulative tactic, right? He tries to get the chat against me. He says how nobody else is wrong but me and how I'm trying to tell other people how to play a game when none of that happened. Homie then drops another weird and corny ass like Spanish joke for some reason. They say never meet your heroes. And at this point, I'm like in shock. His chat is feeding into him. He's feeding into his chat. And at this point, I'm just like, wow, I cannot believe a guy that I idolized, supported, and defended would go so far to try and make an example out of me for simply disagreeing. Like, that's where my head was. Just wow. Like, that's crazy. I comment, y'all wild. He then responds with this.
Oh, wild? No, JJ. You came in a stream, talked shit, were wrong, and then told everyone else they're wild. You're like a guy who goes up and instigates a fight and then plays the victim when he gets hit back. Just the most beta little bitch boy ever, dude. It's so annoying. People like you are the worst, man. You don't get to play the victim after you were just fucking wrong when you instigated it. Stop it. All right, if he keeps talking, ban him.
Listen up, bitch. I'm a 24-year-old father, husband, spent 4 years in the army, and 2.5 in corrections. Watch who the fuck you're talking to. I understand you feel safe and protected behind your monitor and your 600 Twitch viewers, but saying shit like this is what gets you slapped in public. The fact that you use the term beta shows me how little of a man you really are. Watch your mouth. We're real people with real lives in your chat. Not some robotic AI code, not some 13-year-old boy wishing that we were as cool and as great at the game as you are. Grown-ass adults with responsibilities. You're not invincible, you're not untouchable, and for what I've seen, you're barely a man. You're an entitled streamer who does not deserve the popularity nor the privileges that have been gifted to you. What's the point of this video? To simply build awareness. You probably will never see this, but somebody will. And I ask you, whoever might be seeing this, tell a friend. If you're in the Overwatch community, share it with them. The way these streamers are talking to us, talking to their chat, it's getting kind of crazy. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.